Hello, this is Annalisa from Faith Dream Create, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a Easter project for you that could definitely be turned into a card, a decor piece, or a planner cover, or something else, but let's get started on today's project. So you saw that I pulled out some Yupo paper, so I am going to go ahead and use my alcohol inks, but now I am adding some masking tape to the Yupo paper, and I'm going to create a cross with that. I had this idea in my head to create a cross resist effect, but the alcohol inks did not resist the tape, but it gave me that shape of the cross, as you will see, and it was definitely lighter under the tape, so it worked out for me. But yeah, this definitely didn't work if you wanted it to be white. I have done a similar technique to this with washi tape and just ink blending. But yeah, you will see how I fix this problem of the ink blending underneath after. But I just added the alcohol ink until I was happy with the results and used the air tool to blow it around. And when you are working with alcohol inks, definitely work in a well-ventilated area, maybe open a window. You just want to be super cautious when you are working with a medium like this. So I just kept playing with this until I was happy, and I'll have all of the supplies listed down below in the description box if you want to know which colors I have. I have been working with these same alcohol ink colors. I only have 6 colors. So, and then the alloy, which I just added, the gold shimmery kind of extra add-on. And so yeah, I always use these same colors, but that is okay. I will eventually add to my collection of alcohol. So now I see that I pulled it up, but I really love the effect of those colors. You could even definitely leave it, but I went ahead and brought out my heat tool to dry it a little bit so that I could add in some ink. So I wanted this to be a white or brown, and since it came out, so I did know that this paper was glossy, so this was going to smudge, but I figured I could do something. So I took out my Distress Oxide ink cube. First I was dabbing it on to get some texture, but it was not giving me the texture that I wanted. So you're going to see what I do here in a second. I'm going to finally swipe it down, and that's going to cover this up. And now if I touch this, it's all going to wipe away. It's going to get on my fingers. It's going to get all over the place because this is a glossy paper and it will not stick. The ink will not stick to it. So I am going to go ahead and laminate this so that the ink stays in there. And you could definitely add this to a card, put it in a frame, and or make it into a planner cover. There is so many options. So here's the laminating pouch, and I'm just going ahead and putting it in there, getting it into place so that I can run this through my laminating machine and seal that ink in there. I had to work very slowly with this so that none of the ink smudged. Then I went ahead and ran it through my laminating machine, and I cut it out around the edges, and you can see that it sealed that ink in there, and it's really shiny and glossy, and it did pool a little bit of the ink on the sides, but it is sealed in there. And then that is the back. So this is just a fun way to add some inks and alcohol inks into your projects. This was just an experiment and something that I came up with randomly. So then I'm using this Simon Hurley stamp set from his Easter stamp set, and I'm going to add the word risen in here. And I realized as I was doing this that this is actually supposed to go inside the other words, but I will show you how I fix that to use this alone outside of the other stamp. So I'm going to stamp this on some vellum so that I do not lose any of the cross in behind. You could definitely add a solid background with the sentiment as well. It would totally work, but this is how I am doing it. So I am using the Memento Tuxedo black ink, and then I realized that I needed to fix the N. So I bring out my Emboss It pen here in a little bit from Ranger, and I'm going to add that over the N in just a few spots that didn't stamp perfectly, because I'm going to emboss this so that it stands out a little bit more and stays on the vellum more. So you can see I'm just adding in the detail of the N, and this gives you an extra element from that stamp set as well if you just want a more simpler word with the risen, because the Lord is risen this holiday season at Easter. And just a fun, different project. This was just something that I have done before with the Cross Resist, and I wanted to play around with the alcohol inks and see what I could come up with. So I'm just adding some embossing powder onto this, and then I'll heat set that and get it on to my project. Yeah, I definitely wanted to get that fun background with the alcohol inks, because the alcohol inks add such a beautiful background with just, you never know what you're going to get with the alcohol inks. And I love how this turned out, that fun, vibrant background that helps to celebrate the holiday season. So I'm just cutting the sentiment down, and then I will go ahead and use some double-sided tape, score tape on the back to add this in. I wanted it to stay put, and that is the tape that was going to work best for the glossy laminated medium paper. Advanced tape glider would work as well. I have not been able to find more refills for the advanced tape glider. It's slowly coming into stock places, but I've been loving my liquid glue, so I have not picked up any. So this totally worked. I should have put one down the middle as well, but you don't really notice it too much because you're distracted by the beauty of the background. So that is going to finish up this project for today. And yeah, there's so many possibilities with this fun project. So thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel for more Easter and more content coming your way very soon. Bye for now.